But the stories are rolling in. Here's one. My girlfriend from New York said, oh, I have a story. My boyfriend and I were in the car years ago, and the news comes on, newsflash. Two mob guys had taken someone to a restaurant to murder him, and they sat facing the guy, pulled their guns, and shot each other. So they were both dead. I don't know if the middle guy survived, but if so, if he walked away, well, there's justice for you. I'll tell you a mob story, sad story from Louisiana. So my dad always had a hard time with finances. So he finally was doing well. I was around 10 years old. He's finally doing really well. He had 2 furniture stores. He had one, it was doing well, so he expanded it, right? And he had 2 stores opposite ends of town. And the mob came to him and said, Mr. Lee, we see you have a sweet thing going on. We could use some storage. Dad said, oh no, we're all full up. Thank you very much. A little time passes, they come back and they said, Mr. Lee, we sure love to be in business with you. And Dad said, oh, no, I can't. So sorry, but thank you for thinking of me. They came back a 3rd time. And they said, Mr. Lee, we must insist. And Dad turned him down a 3rd time. And that night, I heard a big commotion in the front yard. And I ran over to the north door, and there was my dad standing, tears streaming down his cheeks. I took his big old meaty hand in my little baby hand, said, Daddy, what's happening? And he pointed to the sky, and it was bright red. And I said, but you have the other store. And he said, that's on fire too, baby. They were burning him out. I'm sure Mr. Frookie was in the fire truck running to try to go help him, but it was no good. Everything burned down. They burned him out. So I said, Daddy, don't you have insurance? I'm 10, and I knew about insurance. Poor Daddy. I said, don't you have insurance? And he said to me, not enough. Not enough. Which is typical of Dad. Mob stories from Louisiana. You think they're not in Louisiana? Oh, hell, they first landed in Louisiana. You go back and look at the mob records. Is there such a thing? And there's stories about how when they came from Europe, they came to New Orleans first. Yep, of course they did.